Right now, the day's biggest news stories from a Vegas perspective. This is the Vegas Take with Sharp and Shapiro. 1, 2, 3.
All right, welcome back. It is the Vegas Take, Sharp and Shapiro, hour number 2. Obviously, we're going to start to open up the phone lines here and take your calls at 702-257-5396. Donald Trump was on Sean Hannity's show last night, and he made some comments about reopening the country, questioning whether hospitals in New York needed the many ventilators that they claim they need. It's unbelievable. Have a listen to this.
New York is a bigger deal, but it's going to go also. But I have a feeling that a lot of the numbers that are being said in some areas are just bigger than they're going to be. I don't believe you need 40,000 or 30,000 ventilators. You know, you go into major hospitals sometimes, they'll have 2 ventilators, and now all of a sudden they're saying, can we order 30,000 ventilators? So, look, it's a very bad situation. We haven't seen anything like it. But the end result is we got to get back to work.
So that's good, Mr. President. Question the hospitals and the doctors and the experts that are saying how many ventilators they need. You know, even JD is laughing at the stupidity of the president.
I'm actually laughing at you.
Oh, you're laughing at me?
I'm laughing at you.
So you're okay with the president questioning how many ventilators the hospitals need?
Let's do the math. So New York City, there's been 466 deaths so far. There's 40,000 cases in the entire state. There's 1,500, and Governor Cuomo actually stated this in their press conference. There's 1,500 that are in the ICU right now requiring ventilators. Mm-hmm. So that number would have to be what to require 30,000 ventilators? And keep in mind, ventilators you don't just use one and it's done. They're reusable, right? So there have to be how many people in the hospital at the same time in New York State in New York City to require 30,000 ventilators at once?
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Why is it that the hospitals are asking for that many? Do you know more than them?
Brian, first of all, Trump sent them 7,000. They bought another 4,000, and there was thousands sitting in a storage unit that they just found today. They've got about 15,000. They should be okay. They don't, unless they're going to have 800,000 people in the hospital at once in New York City, which to me that's 10% of the population of New York, by the way.
So you're okay with the president
I'm
questioning the hospitals and the experts once again?
I don't think they need that many ventilators because the math just doesn't make any sense.
But here's the key to
the math doesn't add up.
In your opinion, but here's
not in my opinion.
But you said it.
There's 40,000 cases. There's 1,500 ventilators right now being used in the entire, and that's if they're all they're in the ICU. That's if they're all on ventilators right now. Do I think they're going to have 1 million people in the hospitals at once? I don't believe that's going to happen. Okay. I'm not sure if there's going to be 1 million cases in the entire state.
The key is that you said you don't think. Well, I'm not thinking. I'm just telling you what the experts are saying. As a radio talk show host, I'm not going to question the hospitals. I'm not going to question the experts, and I'm not going to say, I don't think they need that many, because you're doing exactly what the president is doing.
All I'm saying is the math does not add up to need that many ventilators, Brian, because not everyone is going to require a ventilator.
All right, so let's go with the president. Let's not go with the experts. I understand.
At this point, of the 40,000 people that have confirmed the virus in New York State, that means that 75% of them are so severely ill that they require ventilators to breathe for them. That's what would have to happen for that to make any sense.
Dr. Sharp, I understand what you are saying.
It's not a matter of being a doctor. It's a matter of being able to discern math and apply it to real-life situations.
Mathematician / Dr. J.D. Sharp. Okay, fine. I'm going to take your advice. I won't take the advice of those good people that are working at the hospitals in New York that disagree with you. Let's take the side of the president, who has no doctorate. Let's take the side of J.D. Okay, fine. I just disagree with you, obviously. But let's talk a little bit about this Easter timeline again, because, as you know, the president said it a few days ago, very confident, by the way, in his remarks, that he thinks everything's going to reopen by Easter. Well, Dr. Fauci, back at it again, dismissing the idea of reopening the country on Easter. He was on with CNN's Anderson Cooper yesterday. Have a listen to this.
Well, I think that the president was trying to do, he was making an aspirational projection to give people some hope. But he's listening to us when we say we really got to reevaluate it in real time, and any decision we make has to be based on the data. I mean, you know, the numbers that you showed, when you have a situation when the cases today compared to tomorrow is increased dramatically, and then the next day is increased dramatically, that's no time to pull back. That's when you got to hunker down, nail down, mitigate, get the people taken care of That's what you got to concentrate on. You have to go with the data.
You have to go with the data. What did Fauci say the other day? We don't do the timeline for this virus. The virus creates the timeline. We're opening up the phone line, 702-257-5396. Again, that number to call if you want to be a part of the conversation, 702-257-5396. Let's go to Mark. Mark, go ahead. You're on next.
Hey, what's up, Mark?
Good morning, guys. Another
What's going on?
day. I so rarely get a chance to talk to a leftist, mostly because I'm afraid that they're
Are you saying I'm a left? Hold on, Mark.
Yeah.
Are you saying I'm a leftist?
You can call him a Donald Trump hater. Don't call him a leftist.
Okay,
Yeah,
JD.
I don't use.
Hold on.
I don't
Mark,
use
no.
liberals I think the liberal is
Mark. Mark. Hold on. Hold your horses there. Why do you think I'm a leftist? I'm just curious.
Pardon me.
Why do you think I'm a leftist? Because I don't like Donald Trump?
You're very intolerant, Brian.
So everyone on the left is intolerant. Is that what you're saying?
Intolerant.
So Donald Trump is intolerant. Is he a leftist?
You can't deny that you lean to the left.
Donald Trump is intolerant. Would you call him a liberal or a leftist? Silence, huh?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd call,
Okay, no.
That was actually
no.
That was a very good one, Brian.
No. I'll let you get to the reason why you called, but you see, you didn't start by going that. You called me a leftist, so I'd like you. Do you know my voting record, sir?
Funny that you thought I was talking about you, Brian. Funny.
Well,
huh?
who were you talking about then? Now you're changing it? You're saying you were calling somebody else a leftist?
I wasn't directing that at you. I was just talking in general.
Oh, so now you're going to bring back your words. Okay, that's fine. I pin you in a corner, and then you.
Now that you
right.
Now that you know that I was talking in general.
No, because I don't believe you, sir. I think you're a liar. But go ahead. I just proved you wrong, and I embarrassed you on the air because you said I was intolerant. You backed up your claim of calling me a leftist, and then when I put you in a corner, you say, "Oh, Brian, I wasn't talking about you." Why don't you be a man and admit you were wrong, and then I'll let you make your statement.
I don't use the word liberal anymore because liberals.
You said leftist,
you know, like,
right? And you just called me intolerant, so you think I'm a liberal, right? You think I'm a liberal.
Oh my God, Brian!
Oh my God!
Would you please just?
You're so intolerant. You sound like a leftist, sir. Mark, you sound like a liberal. You sound like a leftist. All right, go ahead, make your point. I don't know what it is.
Lord.
Good. Listen, make your point. Or we got a whole line of callers, sir. Make your point, or I'm going to go to the next caller.
I have a question.
Yeah, I have some questions about you too, but go ahead.
It's a question that I can't get anybody to answer.
Well, don't be intolerant about it. Just ask the question.
Leans to the left.
Well, answer. I thought I wasn't a leftist. Why are you asking me then, sir?
There's a poll out from Morning Consult. You know, everybody talks about polls. Polls are only as good as the minute that they're taken. You know.
Well, go to the Chippendale show if you like the polls, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it says that Democrats are twice as likely to blame Trump and the U.S.
Where did you get that from? InfoWars? All right, that's it. All right, I've had enough of you, sir. Next caller. I've had enough. What a dumb question. As Trump would say, what a stupid question. 702-257-5396. By the way, he was calling me a leftist, and then when I pinned him in a corner, Donald Trump's the most intolerant person I've ever seen in my life. Would you call him a leftist? What a dumb caller. 702-257-5396 is the number to call. We wasted 5 minutes of our lives with Mike.
Call, Mark.
With
really,
Mark.
Really good.
257-5396. Let's go to Doug. Doug, you're next up on the Vegas Take. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Doug?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Doing all right. What's going on?
Hey, I was just curious if you'd heard the clip this morning on the show before you. Is it Brian Kilmeade?
Kilmeade, yeah, Kilmeade, sir. Yep. What clip are you referring to? I'm not sure if I did.
The clip of Dr. Fauci on February 26th.
No, that was January 26th. That was 2 months ago, yeah.
26th, where he even said that the American public had nothing to worry about.
Yep.
It's going to be a big deal. So I just, I think this is an evolving situation. I don't think the doctors knew. I don't think politicians knew. And we can debate who was wrong, who was right. But at this point, I think we just need to, hunker down, stay together, and get through this thing. What are we going to do next?
Word.
What's the
hunkering down is going to take place in the hot spots, which is going to be obviously New York. It'll be Detroit, Michigan. It'll be New Orleans. It'll be parts of California. It'll be Washington. Hopefully it's not Clark County. But outside of those places, what Trump is saying is he wants to open up the country. And I believe what he's saying, I don't think he's saying all over. I don't think he's saying open up New York State, because that to me would be insane at this point. But he's saying open up the country in other spots that are not hot spots, and as well as, and this was what Dr. Birx said yesterday, who I was very impressed with during that press conference, as well as keep an eye on places that could be potential hot spots. So to be able to stop that.
That's part of my question is I don't think we're going to know.
Well, and that's part of my answer. Quite frankly, sir, I don't think many of us do know. And if we don't know, and if that is the case with the administration and the president, that I don't want them to assume. I think that's a very fair request. 702-257-5396 is the number to call. Let's go to Steve. Steve, you're next up on the Vegas Take. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Steve?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
JD, good morning, JD and Brian.
Okay, please get to your point, sir. We have a lot of other people on. Okay, hold on a second. Let me just do a
Brian
disclaimer.
hates it when I'm addressed first.
No, hold on. Let me just make a disclaimer for.
Hates it.
If I could just make a disclaimer for all of our callers, we want to get all of you on as soon as possible. Please don't ask us how we're doing. I'm not trying to be rude here, ladies and gentlemen, but I want to get to as many callers as we can. So please don't say, "Hey, how's it going, guys?" Just please make your point and make it as fast as you can.
Just assume that Brian's doing terrible and refer to him as Scrooge. He'll appreciate that.
No, I just don't want.
Hey, Brian and JD, longtime listener, first time caller.
All right, so Steve, that wasn't a shot at you.
I don't think that's a bad thing. He'd being folksy, Brian.
I understand.
Trying to be nice.
I understand, but I want to get in as many callers as I can. That's not a cheap shot to you, Steve, because everyone does it, and I appreciate you being nice. But anyway, Steve, what's on your mind? Why are you calling us?
Okay, well, I think I label this call realism call. We have a man from New York who is identifying a health claim from New York. I think most people would agree it's probably one of the most corrupt areas probably in the entire world. He made a lot of money there, but he dealt with a lot of shady characters. He's questioning the facts. I was going to ask JD if he knew that Mr. Feige, or this World Health guy, if JD knew that he has a $100 million contract for a vaccine. I wonder if that is influencing his decisions regarding the need for this vaccine. Do you think?
Well,
so,
if that's true, then I'm sure it would influence his decision. One thing I can tell you about New York and Andrew Cuomo is this: Andrew Cuomo had the opportunity to purchase $570 million.
Here we go again.
Here we go again. Listen, he had the chance to do it, and instead of doing it, he spent $750 million on a solar panel plant that lasted 2 years. Brian.
You're right.
So
they wasted all the public's money.
That is fact, Steve. So this is not on Donald Trump. What's happening in New York State?
Here we go again. The conspiracy theories. We got a guy who calls up.
That's not a conspiracy.
You're not letting me finish my statement. We have a guy that called up who just said somebody has a vaccine that's charging $100 million. Absolute nonsense. 702-257-5396 is the number to call. Let's go to Meg. Meg, you're next on the Vegas Take.
Hey, what's up, Meg?
Hey, guys. How are you?
Hey, by the way, this is okay.
Are you guys still taking anything on earlier? We were talking about with the women and nail and hair salons.
Absolutely.
Opinions? Yeah. So, Brian, unfortunately, I hate to say this, but I completely disagree with you on this. She did not at all say that was a priority. She said this is not a priority in this time right now. She did state that. I think she said that like 2 or 3 times, first off. Secondly, I'm with my 2-year-old kid right now, and all I can think about is going and getting my nails done and my hair done and getting out of the house. But I'm not, because I'm being responsible, which a lot of other people aren't right now. And it's unfortunate because it's going to take much longer for the rest of us to be able to go back to our normal life. And that sucks.
Well, she said, and your husband said that most people think like that, and I completely disagree. I think most women in this country are not thinking about their hair and their nails. I think most women in this country are thinking about family. They're thinking about the health and well-being of their parents, the health and well-being of their grandparents.
What defines
I know, but
are you
listen.
Looking at? Are you talking about the majority of, like, women who are below poverty line, middle class, above class, or are you talking about women as a whole? Because I'm going to tell you that you're losing. That's a loss right there, because that's not.
No, I think women. Okay. Well, I disagree with you. I think the majority of women are right now, in the times that we are living in, are not thinking about their hair, are not thinking about their nails. Obviously, you are. Apparently, Ansley Earhart is. But I think if you have a national show on a national network, and you want to waste a few minutes of a show talking about how women are. First of all, I don't care what your nails look like.
She didn't. She specifically said, listen, there is a lot more important things going on, but we are still thinking about these things too, which we are. That's not a lie.
I don't think the majority of women are. I just disagree with you.
They are.
I just disagree with you. And I think that the majority of women are not thinking about their appearance, especially when they're locked up in their homes or apartments. I would say that's probably the last thing they're thinking about.
They have nothing else to do. That's exactly what they're thinking about, especially if they're married and they're at home and they're worried about their marriage and they want to look good. That's the number one thing they're thinking about. And because
I can't speak for that.
Right now with social media,
I'm not a marriage counselor. I can't speak for that.
But this has been an outstanding call.
You're not married, and do you have a girlfriend?
What does that have to do with nails and hair? I don't understand.
Well,
I'm
you
confused.
come over here, I'm going to give you a little tip and a lesson on how women work, because clearly you have no idea.
No, I don't. I don't need a tip or a lesson on how women work. I think I'm just fine there. I will tell you this: I would never date a woman or marry a woman that all she cares about is her hair or makeup or nails. And I'm not.
Now you're using a broad statement. That's not at all what she said.
Well, you used a broad statement and you insulted me. You used a broad. I understand, but you used a broad statement and you insulted.
You're thinking of twisting words.
Okay, I understand, but you used a broad statement and you just said I need to learn about women. Now, you made an assumption in a broad statement about me, so I'm not now making a broad statement about myself. I would not want to date somebody when all they care about is their hair or their nails. That's all.
Well,
that's just me. That's just me personally.
But you
that's
can't
just
make a broad
me.
statement about how she said that that's all they care about, because it's inaccurate. It's false.
Well, that's fine. I'll make another broad statement and say that Ainsley is an airhead. I mean, that's my broad statement.
You're entitled to say that.
Yeah, I think she's an airhead. I think she's talentless.
You cannot make a false accusation, which is her thing.
It's not a false accusation. I'm playing the audio that she said on the show. It's not false. We're not putting words in her mouth. She said it herself. And even though if she did say, well, that's not the top priority, she still decided to talk about it. And I think it's the responsibility of an anchor. It's the responsibility of someone that does a national show to talk more about relevant issues than what women care about are their nails and their hair.
Brian, I think if this thing goes on for another month and you start seeing some of your dates with a little bit unkempt, I think you're going to agree with Greg.
Your perception will certainly change, my friend.
Yeah, I think you're going to make that a priority as soon as you start seeing
if I'm on a date with a woman
extra hair,
and she wants to talk to me about her nails and her hair and how up in arms she is about how she can't take care of herself and her appearance, I would look at her and say there are more relevant things to talk about and there are more relevant things to worry about, and that should be last on your list.
Yeah, you and your date are going to go to the soup kitchen.
Perhaps. 702-257-5396. Let's go to Brady. Brady, you're next on the Vegas Take.
Yeah, good morning,
what's up, Brady?
Yeah, Brian, I can see why you're not married. Most women do care about their appearance, so I can see why you're not married.
Yeah, I can see why you're not. Yeah, I can see why you don't have a college degree.
Hey, another thing there, Krusty.
Oh, another thing. Well, you just make great points. You always make great points, Brady.
I'm ready.
Yeah, we're ready for you, Brady. You just speak nothing but intelligence. You're just such a smart guy. I'm sorry. What did you say next?
Do you know what the Israeli government has provided us now, coming for the end of the month?
No, in the last. Do I know what the Israeli government has provided? No. Why don't you tell us, Brady?
6 million tablets of hydrochloroquine.
Oh, there you go again. Yep. We just
that's actually true. That is true. Brady, I thought it was 3 million tablets. Is it 6? I thought it was 3.
It's 6 million.
It is 6. Okay.
So why don't you take a few yourself, Brady?
I've already have Brian.
Good. Well, it's certainly helping your IQ. That's for sure.
Wow.
It certainly has raised your IQ levels. There's no. Hey, just make sure your wife does her nails and her hair, and have a nice day. I want to get to the next caller because you never make any sense.
You know, Brady, that was actually one of your better calls.
Yeah, it was awesome. For him, that was actually a good call. I agree. 702-257-5396. Let's go to Lance. Lance, you're next up on the Vegas Take.
First, I want to say, don't roam, cell phone, stay home, sweet home. I hope somebody's interested in that. But apparently you haven't done your homework. The president, if you go on the Fox TV right now, he's reconsidering his dateline. Are you aware of that? You don't seem to be.
He's reconsidering what? His dateline? Okay, so what is he reconsidering?
In April, he's reconsidering pushing it forward.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that because I've been very critical of him.
Okay, I can understand that. And as far as women go, I mean, that's just a natural thing. Hey, I think you said you're dating somebody now. Why don't you ask her about that?
Putting on makeup is a natural thing? Is that what you just said? That's natural?
It's natural for women to be concerned about that. She is concerned about
There's nothing wrong with being concerned about your appearance, but I think in these times there are probably some higher priorities.
Also, what's his name? Bill Gates was on TV. I forgot. Either was now you're going to get on me. Anyway, he was either on PBS or what's that? Congressional C-SPAN. Yeah, C-SPAN. This guy, although he isn't a doctor, he's definitely an expert, and he's putting in about $100 million into this virus thing. And he stated on TV yesterday that 2 years ago he was trying to bring attention about this virus situation to everybody. And,
yes, I understand. I appreciate that. I did watch that interview. Bill Gates has done a number of interviews in the last 24 hours. Bill Gates is an extremely smart guy, a very successful businessman, and he's donating a lot of money to the cause, and he's a hero, quite frankly. 702-257-5396 is the number to call. Let's go to Jennifer next on the Vegas Take.
Hey, what's up, Jennifer?
Hi, good morning. The nail and hair thing is kind of stupid. Well, not stupid, but what that is about is just the normal, I think the normal daily routine. Like, it's more of about a socialization because
sure.
It's
Jennifer, what you just said.
Your morning Starbucks or your bagel shop.
Yeah. Jennifer, what you just said, Jennifer, hang on the line, Jennifer. Jennifer, hang on the line. What you just said makes so much sense to me. And if this woman on Fox News, Fox and Friends, had said what you just said, for example, it's just taking a lot of people out of their daily routines. I completely agree with that. But we don't need to go into detail about.
She gives a damn about. Well, I can't speak for her, but most women, it's just more about, even just taking your dog to the park or just something that, it's
right.
about the socialized.
And that's totally fair. And that's totally fair.
People business too, because all the businesses. Nail shops are not, high-end restaurants.
Sure. And that's totally fair. You're absolutely right. I would consider doing your nails or getting your hair done like, a man, I don't know, going to the store or going to the gym.
Or barber shop or even just
exactly.
Going to the library. I need to go to the library
yes.
and get,
So, Jennifer, you get my point.
So it's not the highest priority, but it still is a priority.
It's like
and Ainsley did say that. She said that this isn't the highest priority because it's not, Brian. But it's still something that, again, I'm thinking about the gym. I'm thinking about sports. I'm thinking about a lot of things.
Target and get hair color and nail polish and do your own. I mean, you don't have to go to the salon to do that. They have very
That's true. But there are some women that don't do it on their own.
And they probably wouldn't look great if they did it on their own unless they were highly trained in doing it on their own.
I appreciate the phone call, and I completely agree with you, Jennifer. I think we're on the same page there. There's a woman that understands what I'm saying. 702-257.
Great call, Jennifer.
702-257-5396. Let's go to Deacon. Deacon, you're next up on the Vegas Take. Quickly, I only got about 30 seconds for you, my man. Go ahead.
What's up, Deacon?
Brian, you're right about on the left side. I'm glad that you speak for the left. You're the man.
I don't speak for the left, sir.
I think you do. I think you should.
So you're going to tell me who I speak for?
You should stop being mad at everybody else, and let's see if we can join together as United as America.
I don't have a problem with that, but I don't speak for the left. I just speak for myself.
I think you do have a problem like that. I think when you're young, you should probably get your butt whipped in school a lot.
No, I never got my butt whipped in school, sir. I don't speak for the left, and I certainly don't speak for idiots and bullies like you.
I'll tell you who I speak for.
Bye-bye. No, bye-bye. Sorry, I gave you 30 seconds, and if that's the best you could come up with, then see you later, my friend. We're going to take more calls on the other side of the break. 702-257-5396. Again, your thoughts on the coronavirus, your thoughts on possibly Donald Trump moving the timeline a little bit, your thoughts on women that some of whom, not all of them, not most of them, but some of them, who care about getting their nails done and their hair done, and that's what's on their mind. We'll take your calls on that as well. Again, that number is 702-257-5396. Take a quick break. Be back right after this. You are listening to The Vegas Take. That's right. We are one, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It is the Vegas Take. Sharp and Shapiro. Glad you could join us on a Friday. Taking your calls, of course, at 702-257-5396. And, of course, obviously, we are covering the breaking news. Here's something crazy. Nearly 300 New York Police Department cops have now tested positive for the coronavirus. That is not good. Are we next? Are we going to be turning into New York? I certainly hope not. I think the closures of non-essential businesses and casinos here certainly will help the situation, but that's the latest.
That will help. But keep in mind, New York is extremely diversified. There is a major Asian population there. They had a lot of people that came from Wuhan to New York State for a while, and no one even knew that the virus was transmittable human to human, including Dr. Fauci. But that's because of whom? Because of China. But also people live on top of each other in New York State. That doesn't really happen here in Las Vegas. So I don't think we're going to end up with that type of ridiculous trajectory. Keep in mind, dude, New York has they have half the cases in the United States right now. Between California, New York, Washington, and New Jersey, you've got about 75% of the cases and 70% of the deaths. If you take that out of the equation, the United States really has not been hit that hard.
702-257-5396 is the number to call. Again, if you want to be a part of the program, it's 257-5396. Let's go to Gino. Gino, you're next up on the Vegas Take.
Hey, what's up, Gino?
Morning, my guys. Anyhow, the important message on the virus, the most important thing is their shoes. It carries more germs than their hands do. It's good to clean your hands, soap and water, but the shoes should be disinfected too. Do the bottom of the soles in old tennis shoes. Use an old toothbrush to get the germs out of those crannies and cracks.
Just don't brush your teeth with it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You give that to Grandma when you're done.
it can stay on the bottom of your sole for 5 days, which is pretty terrifying. That means if you go to the grocery store and someone sneezes and you step on it.
No, there's bee spit on the sidewalk.
Hey, Gino, if you don't mind me asking, Gino, how old are you?
I'm 86, buddy. I'm still
God bless.
shining. I just celebrated my 50th year shining shoes. I was at the
God bless you, sir. God bless you. So this has to concern you. I mean, at your age,
you sound leather specialist.
Oh, good for you. So at your age, Gino, I mean, you're obviously very susceptible to becoming very serious if you did get this virus. What are you doing to make sure that you stay healthy? Are you just quarantined inside your home? How are you handling this?
Yeah, no, I get out. I just don't shake hands or breathe next to people and do all my own cooking, and that's about it. I don't eat out right now and stay away from restaurants and drive-thrus.
Yeah.
Because there's just as many germs there as anywhere else.
And what about your business? Obviously, the business of shining shoes and using your hands.
No, it's still good. I used to do the whole strip. I used to train them all. Most of the shoe shiners in Vegas now that still work. I still got 3 guys working with me, and we're closed now with everything being down. But if anybody needs any help, I'll be glad to help them. They can get a hold of me. And,
absolutely.
No problem.
Well, Gino, how do they get in touch with you? I mean, I don't know if you're comfortable giving out your number on the air, but we're more than glad to help you.
I'd be 702-427-5788 anytime.
427-5778?
No.
5788.
Yeah, 88. He got it.
Gotcha. Well, Gino, we're more than glad to help you, sir. God bless you. Thank you for calling. We appreciate you, my man. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Gino.
Jackpot Shoe Shine.
All right. Thank you, sir. We're glad to plug.
Jackpot Shoe Shine.
I might actually go to that establishment. I could use my shoe shine. That's for sure.
Considering how little you have to do this weekend, you actually may do that.
I haven't had my shoe shined in like a week. That's why I'm in a bad mood.
We've got some breaking news.
Maybe he could shine your head for you.
Yeah, exactly. We've got some breaking news. The stimulus bill has been passed. The Representative Massey from Kentucky, whatever he was trying to do, did not work, and it is sitting on Donald Trump's desk. I would imagine it'll be signed and ready to go in about 2 hours.
That's a done deal. 702-257-5396. Let's go to Ron. Ron, you're next on the Vegas Take.
Hey, what's up, Ron?
Hey, Brian, I just wanted to let you know, man, you're a good guy, but I wanted to call you out because this is the reason why I like you. You do realize that you called Ainsley an idiot, right? You realize that. Today,
I called who?
You called Ainsley an idiot.
Yeah, I think she is.
That, right?
She's an airhead.
Okay,
actually, I prefer the term airhead actually to idiot. You could be smart. You could be smart and still be an idiot. I just think she's an airhead.
Right. Well, that's what I was saying. That's what I like about you. You don't. It's very rare that you call people idiots. That's why I like about you. Debating with respect. That's how you are. And
I'm a very respectful man.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I agree with you. How about for a week or two, give JD the control to hang up when he wants to hang up? That way.
I've told JD I want him to do the whole show. I will gladly let him be the lead.
I'm good on that, but I appreciate
No,
that.
not the lead. Not the lead. You're the host. We like you as the host. You're the man. He's co-host. What I'm saying is give him the control to hang up or keep the call. And I can understand how Brady gets up underneath your fingernails because he does me too, just by listening to him.
Yeah, well, he does that to a lot of people. That's why you only give him about 5.5 seconds on the air. Ron, I will take that. We will take that into consideration, my man, and I do appreciate those kind words. You are not an idiot, sir. 702-257-5396.
Call, Ron.
702-257-5396. Let's go to Russell. Russell, you're next. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Russell?
Russell, are you somewhere on Russell and Flamingo? Actually, Flamingo and Russell don't intertwine. Russell, are you there, my friend? Let's go to Kellyanne. Kellyanne, you are next on the Vegas Take.
Hello, Miss Conway.
I was going to say Kellyanne, not Conway. JD, you're the only reason why I listen to this show.
Oh, thank you.
And Brady,
that breaks my heart, man. You hurt my feelings. That just breaks my heart.
There he goes, cutting in right away, right off.
Oh, I apologize. Go ahead. Keep insulting me. I'll just let you do it all day. Go ahead.
Okay, I have a comment about the women and the nails and you lambasting that Fox host.
Yes, I am. And I will.
Ainsley Earhart.
Ainsley Earhart. Go ahead.
You said she wasted airtime today.
Yes, that was yesterday, actually. And you're wasting it right now.
By talking about that, and you did the exact same thing today.
You're wasting airtime right now. Please make your point.
You had the perfect opportunity when you had that caller on the air saying she almost died from this virus. And instead of asking her pertinent questions that your audience might learn from, like, well, how did you make such a miraculous recovery?
Well, she called, just so you're aware, she called a couple days ago, and she gave us the same story, and we had her on for a long time, and she did give us that story. Just so you're aware, it's not my fault.
Did you need a ventilator, or how did you make this recovery? No, you chose to ask her, were you worried about your roots?
Ma'am, what do you do for a living? Ma'am, what do you do for a living?
Yeah, what do I do for a living?
Yeah.
Why does that matter?
Well, I'm just, it's a personal question, and obviously you know what we do for a living. I'm being very respectful. I'm just curious. You sound like a very, hold on, JD. Hold on, JD.
I think this is Mabel
You sound
Shapiro.
like a very smart lady, and I'm just curious what you do for a living.
It's not. JD, it's not. Now,
Okay.
I do have a...
What do you? Hold on a second. I'll answer your question. I have the right to ask you a question. Do I think that's fair? I'm keeping you on the line. I would like to know what you do for a living. That's all.
I work in a bank.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do I go to the bank during the day and tell you how to do your job? Do I seek you out and go to your boss and tell you how to do your job and say you didn't count out the $20 bills properly, you weren't friendly enough? Do I go to the bank and tell you how to do your job? No, exactly. The answer is no. So don't tell me how to do my job. I'll do my job the way I want to do it, whether you like it or not.
All right, Brian, she's calling you a hypocrite because you said that
she's a hypocrite.
You said that Ainsley Earhart wasted airtime, and she's saying, well, you could have asked Michelle how she miraculously came from being on her deathbed to now calling in and having a full breath, and you did not take that opportunity. All she's doing is calling you a hypocrite.
Okay, well, guess what? Next time I see her at the bank, I'm going to tell her she's not good at her job. She's horrible at counting the dollar bills when I ask for change.
I think that's very fair.
And I'm going to speak to the manager, and I will criticize her for her job.
Thank you for the call, not Miss Conway.
702-2. Oh, she sounds like Conway. They sound like they have a lot in common. 702-257-5396 is the number to call. Let's go to Rafi. Rafi, you're next up on the Vegas Take. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Rafi? I'm a huge fan of your name.
Yeah, my name is Rafi Demerjian, and I live in Las Vegas. My problem is those governors, I think including our state's governor in Nevada, who put an order to the doctors not to use those 3 drugs. If somebody is on his deathbed and he says to the doctor, I want to try those drugs, they have the legal right in the country of the free to try those drugs. I have used quinine in Africa for over 5-6 years. Every time I left my home going out of town from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, I used to swallow quinine pills, and 3 days after I come back. Nothing happened to me, no side effects. I use Z-Packs for my ear infections, bronchitis, and you can use it for pneumonia. Nobody's going to die from these drugs, whether you take the 3 of them together or 1 of them together. A governor who's playing doctor, let him just play politician. Let him not interfere with doctors' jobs.
Okay, so going with that. Okay, so going with that theory, though, I'm sure you would agree.
No, he's talking about a personal
Okay,
experience.
I understand. If you could just let me finish my question. Going by that theory, I'm sure, Rafi, you would also agree that the president shouldn't be giving his doctor opinions, but he should be listening to the doctors.
No, what
right?
he's saying is these
If I could ask Rafi that question.
He is right that people should try it. If they want it, they should be allowed to try it. You cannot get it anyhow unless you have a prescription. And the prescription.
So you think people should use drugs without prescriptions?
No, he's not saying that.
This is no prescription. It's 3 of them are prescription drugs, and it is a doctor who's going to give you the prescription.
So let me ask you a question, Rafi. If this did cure the virus, or there was a very good chance it could cure the virus, don't you think that there'd be doctors throughout the country prescribing it right now?
There are.
Yes, they should.
They should, but why are they not?
I don't know, because they are listening to the Democrats, and this.
Okay, I disagree with you there. All right, no, I disagree.
Hey, Rafi, good call. What he was saying is that governors have put bans on these drugs. Donald Trump isn't putting a ban on anything. He isn't pushing anything
I'm not
through.
Speaking of Donald Trump.
No, I know.
Donald
Trump is just recommending. He's just recommending these drugs, which is completely reasonable. And is he a doctor? No. But he based on other studies, based on testimonials from doctors and patients, he is saying that hydroxychloroquine with azithromycin and actually what a third kind of additive has been added to the equation, which is zinc sulfate. All 3 of those together have been very, very effective, according to a lot of these studies and these doctors and these patients in treating. I'll just go by.
I'll just go by the doctor that we had this morning. He's an expert. His name is Dr. Michael Gardner from UNLV Medicine. He answered that question about an hour ago. And if I could just finish, he explained and he told us that there's not enough conclusive studies to make the assessment that you and that last caller made. So, in my personal, I'm going to listen to
I'm not making.
In my personal opinion, I'm going to listen to a doctor rather than a caller or even you or me.
Brian, I'm not making an assessment. I'm saying that there have been studies. There have been testimonials from doctors. Well, because there hasn't been enough.
Exactly. That's my point.
And what he was talking about, there was one study done in China that Bloomberg that Bloomberg actually put an article out on yesterday, which I'm sure he read, in which it was inconclusive.
So
and the drug, just the hydroxychloroquine, not with the azithromycin or with the zinc sulfate, but just the hydroxychloroquine by itself did not have any effect on patients. This was a study done in China, which is what Dr. Gartner was referring to.
Inconclusive. That's the word that many doctors are saying. So if it's inconclusive, I don't want everybody taking it without a prescription. 702-257-5396 is the number to call. Let's go to Carl. Carl, you're next up on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Carl?
How you doing, guys? I'm sorry.
Terrible. What's on your mind?
I don't have quite the intelligence of Brady, but I'm going to come up with something for you. I'm not going to give you any medical or psychological advice today, but Brian, I think you're right. If you took the cumulative IQs of Fox and Friends, all of them on the panel, they don't quite reach my age.
I don't disagree with that. I'll take the under on their IQ, by the way.
That's pretty close. But also psychologically, I could go into a lot of problems with
Can I ask you a question, Carl? Can I ask you a question, Carl? Who do you think has a higher IQ? Our friend from Fox and Friends who talked about the nails and the roots, or Brady? Who do you think has a higher IQ?
That's going to be a no. That's going to be a what do they call the horse race?
Well, in the gambling world, we call that a push.
That's a push.
That's no action.
Is it a wash?
Yeah, that's a push.
One by a nose. One of them.
It's a photo finish. Yeah, I think she would win by a photo finish.
I don't know which has a bigger nose, but
her hair would win by a photo finish. Her nails, it would win by a photo.
Yeah, well, Fox and Friends is, what can I tell you? They're as you say, they all have the Trump pads. Is that what it is?
The Donald Trump knee pads. Yeah. Nothing sexual.
Yeah.
Nothing sexual about that at all, Carl. Hey, man, it's good to hear from you. We got a lot of other callers, so I got to get to them, Carl. We appreciate you. 702.
Good call, Carl.
702-257-5396. Let's go to L. L, you're next up on the Vegas Take.
Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for taking my call. Let me just thank you, Brian, for having 2 of my favorite guests on this week, and Doug Basham and Danny Negreanu. I love both of them, not so much because of the politics, but I just love smart people with opinions who are not afraid to share them. So now, as far as
this idiot in the White House. Don't be surprised that he's coming up now trying to change his position. What he does, he floats these wild, stupid ideas like he did with holding the G20 or whatever at his hotel to see what people are going to say. And if enough people come out against it, he changes his mind. He's doing the same thing with this. This is a total dunce. And I just hope we can get him out.
Let me just tell you something, El. Let me just tell you something. This went from 15. It's going to go down to 0. It's going to be huge. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you know what? He did say that, but also Dr. Fauci on the 26th of January said that this was not going to affect the United States negatively. That had to do with the fact that there was a lot of misinformation coming from China. And obviously this is a – what is that, Brian?
Dr. Fauci has been right.
I like that.
Nobody really knew what was going to happen.
Well, and that's the thing is it's such a fluid situation, El. You can't really fault Donald Trump for, again, what was he speaking? Because what does Trump have to do? He has to make sure that he has to mitigate the loss of lives. He has to keep the economy going, and he has to keep, since people are at home in these drastically changed lifestyles, he has to keep people at home with a high morale so they don't get all depressed and do crazy things. So he has to maintain all three of these things at once. All Fauci has to do is be a scientist and say, based on my scientific recommendation, whereas Trump's job is much, much more difficult. And so as the situation is changing and evolving, because it is a fluid situation, we haven't seen anything like it in 102 years. Donald Trump's position is obviously going to change. Now, am I surprised that he brought up Easter, knowing that families are together and that it brings happiness, and he wants to put that idea into people's minds? No, I'm not surprised by that. But him going against that based on the data does not make him a dunce. It doesn't make him stupid. He is evolving based on a fluid situation like anybody else.
Let El respond to you. Go ahead, El.
I'll say this in closing, please. If he told the truth more, maybe we could give him a little credit. He lies about everything, so how do we believe this? Guys, have a good day.
Yeah,
thank you,
thanks
El.
for calling, El.
702-257-5396 is the number to call. Yes, he is. He's very rich. By the way, that's my talking Donald Trump pen.
Was that Bloomberg?
257-5396. I believe Lance is our next caller. Lance, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, Lance?
Yeah, well, what I heard regarding Governor Sissi is that he banned the drug, but he would consider it if the patient had a prescription. And secondly, there was African-American salon owner out of New York, and she was displaying the empty chairs and speaking about not having any business. And thirdly, Obama, during his administration, used up all the ventilators and didn't replace them. Period. End of report.
Can I ask you a question? Have you ever criticized Donald Trump for anything since you did bring up Barack Obama? I'm just curious. Go ahead. You can answer the question.
Why do you ask set-up questions like that?
Well, why did you bring up Barack Obama?
You just had what? 2 previous Democrats? Come on.
Democrats? Okay, so hold on. You think that – hold on. Let's go with that for a second. You think that Democrats are all demons? Is that what you just said, sir? Half the country are demons? Answer the question. You just said Democrats. Answer the question. You think that half the country that are Democrats are demons. Is that your opinion, sir? Hold on a second, JD, because it's very difficult to understand what he's saying.
A liberal, you sound like a liberal. You talk.
I don't care what you think I sound like. Let's have a conversation. Are you willing to have a conversation, sir? Are you willing to have a respectful conversation or not? Yes or no?
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. That's very nice of you. Do you think all Democrats are demons? Yes or no?
Most of them.
So you think the majority in this country that are Democrats are demons? Yes or no?
Okay, if I say yes or no, I'm going to say yes.
So why are they demons, sir?
They're not well informed. They're brainwashed.
And you're well informed?
The first thing that what do you think is the first thing that Biden would do if he became elected?
I think he's calling Democrats zombies.
In times of crisis like what we are dealing with right now in the coronavirus, you want to bring up Democrats and you want to bring up Joe Biden. How about if I called you ill-informed? How would you like that?
I will admit I've never heard that term Democrat before.
Middle class.
I'm sorry, what did you say, sir? Go ahead. Go ahead.
They want to ruin the middle class.
They want to ruin the middle class by giving okay, so let's go with that for a second. Democrats want to ruin the middle class. Do you understand in this stimulus package, they extended unemployment to 4 months? Republicans only wanted it to be 4 weeks of unemployment. The Democrats extended it to 4 months. So are they demons for doing that?
How much pork chops? I'm Jewish. I don't know if you are.
I don't care what your religion is. That's academic to this Excuse me, answer. Sir, I said let's have a respectful conversation. I ask you a question, you answer. You ask me a question, I'll answer. Hold on. You got to listen because you're not listening. You're not listening. Please listen, sir. You said that all Democrats, most of them are demons. The Republicans in this stimulus package wanted unemployment to be 4 weeks. The Democrats extended it to 4 months. Would you call them demons for doing that? Did that hurt the middle class?
How about all that pork?
No. You don't answer the question by asking another. Answer the question.
You're not answering me.
I'll tell you what, I'll make a deal with you. You answer my question, I'll answer yours. Do you think the Democrats were demons for extending the unemployment benefits to 4 months? Do you think the Democrats are demons for putting people in need on food stamps that need help? Do you think the Democrats are demons for helping people with health insurance when they can't afford health insurance? Do you think the Democrats are demons for wanting minimum wage to be more than $8 an hour? Please answer those questions. Don't laugh. Answer the question.
Up again or not?
Just answer the question. I'm just asking you a question. Please answer.
Again, Brian.
So you won't answer those questions that I just asked you? Because if you're not going to answer those questions, I'm going to hang up on you. Answer the question.
I mean, it's pretty reasonable to assume that would be the way to go.
So why are they demons then? Would you give them credit for that? Are you willing to give the Democrats credit?
What do you think the first thing Biden would do
we're not talking about Biden. Answer. Excuse me.
Did when he was elected.
We're not talking about Joe Biden and Barack Obama right now at a time when the country is in crisis. Now, you started this conversation by calling Democrats demons. I'm not a Democrat, even though you think just because I don't like Donald Trump I am. But, well, you can laugh all you want to. You could be an idiot and laugh all you want to. But I just gave you several reasons, several things that the Democrats put in this stimulus package.
Now. Come on.
All right. Have a nice day, sir. I can't have an intellectual conversation with you. I feel like I'm dumber just because I allowed you on the air. 702-257-5396 is the number to call. You know, you try to give people a chance. 257-5396. Let's go to Ron. Ron, you're next on the Vegas Take.
Good morning, gentlemen. I have a great idea for your show to probably make the show of the year. I want to see you debate Heidi Harris.
She would never do that with me. I would love to do that with her. She would never do it.
Call her tomorrow and suggest.
Yeah, you know what she'll say? You know what she'll say? I guarantee you she won't agree to do it. I would love to.
Call Heidi Harris. I'll bet she would make you a screaming girly boy.
No, you know what? I'll tell you something. I tried to debate her online, and she blocked me on social media. Bye-bye, Ron. Let me tell you something. I will debate anybody at any time. I guarantee you she will not do it. Have a nice day, Ron. 702-257-5396 is the number to call. Again, that number to call is 257-5396.
Who's Heidi Harris?
She's someone who actually used to work at a couple stations here, KDWN. She worked at, I believe, when it was CBS, she worked there as well. She doesn't work at those stations anymore. I have no idea if she's on the air or not. I really don't. But I'll debate anybody. I don't care. I mean, anybody who knows me knows I'll debate anybody. But I guarantee you, most of those people will not agree to do it. Will not agree to do it. All right, so how much more time do we got, Jason?
Got about a minute.
We got about a minute to go. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Coming up next, how are you dealing with this coronavirus just from a psychological standpoint, right? It's not easy to be asked to be quarantined, nowhere to go, nothing to do. I would imagine on some of these women it's very difficult. They can't do their hair. They can't do their nails. So I would imagine that's very tough. But in all seriousness, how is this psychologically affecting you? Well, the person we have coming up next, she's a professional when it comes to this stuff. Dr. Alex Moreno, she's been on this show before, extremely intelligent woman. And how do we prevent people from going insane, during this lockdown? She's going to give us that advice, what to do. Maybe she could give us some ways to work our minds a little bit so that we don't go crazy, because I know a lot of people in Las Vegas are, and difficult times for everybody, particularly many of the people that I know in this town as well. It's a very difficult situation. Dr. Alex Moreno coming up next. You're listening to the Vegas Take 101.5 FM, 720 AM, KDAWN.